guys, it's coffee time. I'm in a weird point in my life that I thought I would never hit. And that is the point at which you have to say to yourself, I really need some AAA batteries. I now have 3 different appliances that need AAA batteries. I can't use them for anything. I'm just screwed. I have, okay, let me break it down for you. I have a stud finder that needs AAA batteries. Why do I need the stud finder? So that I can mount the other TV. The other TV, the TV for the living room has just been sitting on the floor in the living room like since I got it. Because I want it like up on the wall because there's no space in the living room for, what would you even call it? The TV stand, the thing that you would put a TV on normally. It doesn't exist in that room. The room is very strange. So in my mind it was like, well, obviously we should just mount it, and that's when my mind went to mounting all of the TVs in the house. I was like, well, if I'm gonna mount one, I might as well do it all of them, right? So I've done the one in the bedroom myself. We haven't done the one in the living room because it's a different sort of material, and I need the stud finder to be working, so need AAA batteries for that. Then I got a keyboard because I love my keyboard, but Sam and I are constantly showing up in one another's audio because of our typing. So on Cyber Monday or Black Friday, I actually can't remember which one it was, on one of those I bought a new keyboard. A new keyboard that will not clicky-clacky nearly as much. What I didn't realize was that it is wireless only. I thought that it was like possibly wireless, but not wireless only. So that thing needs AAA batteries. Cool, alright. And then I also, on Cyber Monday / Black Friday, can't remember which, bought a little LED panel light that goes on top of my camera. So that even if I'm having light problems, I'll have the LED light, right? That also needs AAA batteries. And I'm like, how did this happen? I went through years of my life, like pretty much my entire life, only needing AA's. I got a huge pack, like a monster pack of AA batteries, and now I don't need any. I don't need any AA batteries. What I really need is like a ton of AAA's, and that is the strangest thing to me. But what can you do? Guys, I had so many laughing fits today. Like, it got real bad. It was awesome though, because this was one of those days where for whatever reason, I felt very, I felt like I was worrying about something, but I didn't know what I was worrying about. I just felt kind of not entirely at ease, just kind of antsy and weird, and like there was something I was supposed to be doing, but I wasn't doing it, and I kept like thinking, well, what is that thing, what is this thing, this like imaginary thing that I'm constantly worrying about, and it didn't exist. It was just a fake figment of my imagination. So, unless, you know what's actually gonna happen, is later, I'm gonna go to bed, and then, right as I'm about to fall asleep, you know that moment when right as you're about to fall asleep, you start thinking about every socially awkward thing you've ever done, or every horrible thing you've ever said? That's gonna be the moment. In that sweet spot, who was it? There was an artist who was saying that he did his best paintings when he was like almost asleep. Like he would drug himself to the point that he would almost fall asleep, and then he would paint. I can't remember who it was. Or really, I mean, shouldn't we be questioning whether or not the drugs are what made him paint? Well, I don't know. I don't care. Either way. Like, there's that magical moment when you're about to fall asleep and suddenly your brain just like barfs stuff at you. And I like to think that tonight it'll be just as I'm falling asleep that my brain will barf something at me and be like, hey, there's that thing you're supposed to have done by tomorrow. And I'll be like, no! Just losing it. But yes, I laughed a lot, is what I'm trying to say. The juxtaposition of being very worried about an imaginary thing and also laughing quite a bit was kind of wonderful. I laughed a lot during the stream. We played I Am Bread and Wings of V. Both were infuriating in completely different ways. And then I had another laughing fit while I was editing Dandelion, because guys, the Dandelion that's going up tomorrow is so funny. It's like so funny. And it's funny, like, near the end. Like, it's, you know, it's generally dandelion funny for most of it, and then near the end is when it just, like, it's just, like, gets out of control. It's, yeah, it's good. It's good times. Yeah, I would say I had a good day. I would say that today was a generally good day. On the subreddit, somebody wrote in saying that they had just started watching, so hi sir, or madam, I'm delighted to have you, that they had just started watching, and they were asking people what I used to be like, or like what I was like when I first started, which is it's interesting to read other people's perspectives, because none of the, you guys know, if you were here for the rant video, where I was just like, let me tell you all of my frustrations, you guys, like, none of the responses were, negative. I don't want to say that none of them were negative. I want to say that none of the responses were mean-spirited. They were just very, you know, like honest and really interesting to read. Because for me, because I've lived my life, the me that was doing YouTube at the beginning feels like a completely different person from me now. Like, I feel like I've grown a lot. I've been through a lot of things. A lot has happened to me. I've had to mature in certain ways. I've had to think more in a businessy sort of way for certain reasons. But it is like very interesting reading everyone's take on it, because I don't know. It's just interesting to hear how you are perceived by another person, I guess, in a just like a very open, honest sort of way, you know. But yeah, it was interesting to read. It was really all I'm trying to say. A lot of people saying that I'm far more comfortable in front of the camera now, which I know is true. I think there was a weird, especially once I started Coffee Time, there was a weird pressure to feel like as comfortable as possible just talking. If you were to talk to, a lot of YouTubers say this, and I feel like it's true for some reason. If you were to talk to anyone that I went to high school with, they would tell you that I was a very quiet person. Like a very, very quiet person. And to tell those people that that basically my job is just talking now. It's like very strange. I don't know. I think that's kind of cool though. That, you know, there was something that I personally had a problem with, and you guys know that I've had like anxiety problems in the past and stuff like that. But I don't know. I like looking back on me in the past. And I don't feel embarrassed of that person at all, but I'm proud of the ways in which I have changed for the most part, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. It was cool. And for any of you who are new and were wondering the same thing, hello, welcome. On the subreddit, there's a forum where people are talking about what it was like when I first started YouTube, so there's that, if you want to read that. Yeah. Just been editing tonight, hanging out. I made, oh my gosh, guys, that weird, like, ground beef and pasta sauce and riced cauliflower recipe that I did forever ago, it just keeps evolving into something completely different, which is awesome. Like, I made it tonight, and every time I make it, I add something to it, which kind of takes away from the point of it. The point of it is supposed to be, hey, you probably have, if you, like, eat paleo all the time, you probably have, like, riced cauliflower, because guys, when we were trying to do paleo way back, every recipe was like, don't use rice, just use riced cauliflower, which basically just means you take bits of cauliflower, you throw them into a food processor, and you pulse it a few times until the cauliflower is basically the size of like a grain of rice. That's the idea. So a lot of recipes use that. A lot of people who are like staunchly on the paleo thing, they like keep big freezer baggies full of like pre-riced cauliflower, right? which is great. That's awesome. And I personally love the taste of cauliflower, but this recipe was supposed to be, hey, I bet you have these things in your house, right? You just need some ground beef, you need a jar of pasta sauce, and you need some riced cauliflower. Apparently my built-in memory was full, so I had to delete coffee times from June, it said, which I feel means that maybe the clock on this is wrong, because I was like, I haven't deleted anything since June? That sounds quite wrong. That sounds very not right. Anyway, the point of my story was just that I've been adding stuff to that basic recipe of ground beef, riced cauliflower, and pasta sauce. So now I also today had some more carrots that I still hadn't used, so I riced up the carrots and mixed them in with the cauliflower. So I had like little bits of cauliflower and little bits of carrot in there, and then I add in corn and I add in black olives. And who knows whatever else I'm gonna wind up adding in the end, but it's a great recipe. It's so simple. It's fantastic. And now I'm gonna go. But I hope you guys have had an amazing day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.